All right, there. We finally are getting that warm weather that I've been promising every week in the video. So get out there, enjoy it, have an opportunity to, have a few less layers on as we're out there for our runs. But with that, I did want to talk a little bit about apparel and when it gets warmer, some of the things to think about. And as we get closer to race days, things to think about on what we're going to be wearing. So the one thing, we've generally used that rule of thumb, whatever the temperature is outside, imagine it's about 20 degrees warmer, and that's what you should be wearing. But with the one thing with spring is usually we're doing a lot of training when it's cooler weather out, and then we get to race day, and we all of a sudden get that week that's a little bit warmer, or as we get closer to race day, it gradually gets warmer and warmer and warmer. So we want to do some things to start preparing ourselves to make sure that we're able to be ready to go, even if it's a warmer than normal day or a colder than normal day. So the suggestion I always give out to people is, try a couple different things and actually intentionally on some of our longer runs or some of our workout runs, wear a little bit more clothes than you normally would, or the flip side, wear it a little bit less. So, when it's a day when it's 50 degrees, that'd be one that, hey, we might go down to shorts and a t-shirt, but keep that long sleeve on, or, keep the pants and the long sleeve on, just to have your body see what it's like to run in that warmer weather, or that warmer conditions. So that when you get to race day, if it ends up being warmer than you expected, you're a little bit more used to that. And then on a similar side is to, go out for a run where you're wearing a little bit less than you normally would, just so your body has that opportunity to respond to that cooler weather. The cooler side I don't think is going to be too much of a problem just because we've been running through the winter. But testing it out from the warmer side and wearing a little bit more than we normally would. Once it gets about 45, I'm always getting down to the shorts and t-shirt and quite excited for that opportunity. But actually intentionally wearing a little bit more than you were planning on wearing during one of the training runs can help your body adjust a little bit more to that warmer weather. Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit is when you get to race day, what you want to be wearing. And I know we got a little bit of time for most people, but sometimes it helps to have some of these things mentally prepared ahead of time. And so in most runs, most races, you're going to be, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's going to start. So similar to our run this Saturday, when we started out, it was, low 40s, but by the time we got done, it was in the mid to high 50s. And so you can have a difference of temperature throughout the run. So one thing you want to do, or one suggestion I always give, is have what we call the throwaway clothes. So it can be a t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, some sort of arm warmers or gloves, that the intent is you'll have them on either before the race as you're warming up, and just before the race starts. You don't have time with, depending on how big of a race, there might be 5,000 people there. You can't just run back to your car and put it away. So you have that t-shirt, you have those gloves that you can throw away, and intending that you're never going to get them back. And even sometimes you might run with that for a mile or two until your body gets nice and warmed up. Then at the aid stations, throw it away. I've done that a couple times. I've got a pair of an old tube socks that I use to put on my hands, put over my arms. And that way I can wear a t-shirt but have my arms covered, and a couple miles into the race, once I feel like I'm good and warmed up and the sun's up high enough that I can make it the rest of the way, at an aid station I'll throw those off and throw them away. I'm only out $1 or $2, so it's not too big of a deal. But what you want to do is you want to start planning for some of those things now, and make sure you can find that old ratty t-shirt. Maybe go to a Goodwill and find that cheap thing that you have no attachment to, and you can easily throw away at an aid station. That way it relieves a lot of stress, so that when you get to race week and it's a day or two before race day and you're trying to figure out, oh, what am I going to do? I don't have something I want to throw away. I can't find the right thing. So if you can pick up that cheap stuff right now, so that you know that you're ready to go on race day. I've actually, the other fun one, if anyone's in the medical world, I have heard of somebody who had a surgical gown, an actual gown that they use for surgery that is intended to be thrown away, and actually ran the first 2 miles in that, and it was a great wind protector. So sometimes it's creative, sometimes you look a little fun at the start. People who are not in the know, they think it's a little crazy of what you're doing, but you quickly realize that being warm those first couple miles will help you out and help you have a lot more successful race. So we've got some workouts coming up pretty soon here, and for some of you, you're getting closer to race time, and we're actually starting to wind down. We're going to be tapering in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. So Everyone's looking like they're doing great. Quite excited for this warmer weather, and let's keep up the good runs.